guys will join in. We've got you on. Just 2 seconds.
You know the Yorkshire Mackem?
Aye.
Is he a little dark-haired fella?
I think he's got like fairish hair.
That's he.
Like red hair, yeah.
He was on a podcast the other day. There was like 3 of them on, but I couldn't suss out which one was him. He was on that answer podcast.
Oh, aye. There's quite a few of them.
Aye.
Anyway, we're live now. Just give us a second. I'm just going to get my glasses.
Good lad.
Well, how you doing? And welcome to the Mackem Cabbie's Monday Night Show with Davey. And we're probably going to get some more folks joining in. Technical issues last week, but good to see you, Dave. How you doing now? How's your week?
Nice to be on, son. Nice to be on.
How's your week? You all right, mate?
Aye, way aye.
Have you been on BBC Radio Newcastle much? I mean, I know.
No, I've never been on because it's only on an hour. And what is it to talk about, Cabbie? You know what I mean?
Aye, I know.
It's embarrassing going on because it's just nothing to talk about. There's nothing happening.
I know. I mean, the thing is, at least on here, you're we're going to talk about now, and you're not going to get like chucked off or out like that. But I mean, let's move this Hoover out the road. Hold on. So, what you been up to?
Very little. I mean, it's been a terrible week because there's not any football on at all for the last week.
You know, I get withdrawals when it's closed season, Dave.
Saturday just gone there. I've never put a Saturday like it. There was just nothing on. At least you had the European Cup final the week before, but... Whoa.
Are you like me, Davey? You don't know where to put yourself. When there's no, your mind doesn't know what to do, does it?
No. Well, you just miss a football. I'll watch any football, mate, you see. I'll watch out.
Aye, I know. Hey, but to soften the blow, though, we've got the Euros starting on Friday.
Aye, thank God for that, aye.
And I just hope England play better than what they did on friggin' Friday. Great start, mate. Did you watch that, Davey?
I watched it. I don't normally watch friendlies, but I watched that because, like you say, you starve with football. So I watched it, but it was shocking, like.
Aye.
Even Foden looked poor, didn't he?
They were terrible. Kevin Taylor's come in the chat. He says, "Hi, Cabbie, Davey. Good to see you." Yeah, good to see you, mate. We're not really kicking off till 10 minutes, but we're just having a bit of banter on because we've got Davey in to make sure he's got in okay. We're just talking a bit about England and stuff at the minute, but it doesn't fill you with much confidence, does it, after watching that display?
No, it was poor, like very poor.
You know, but
it was like watching Sunderland. It was like watching Sunderland when we kind of break teams down.
I say that to my mates every single tournament. It's like it's just like watching the lads in red and white, Sunderland. It's just like watching us because it's frustrating. It's like trying to play. It's like trying to score against 10 men Fleetwood. Do you know what I mean? Every cross that they were doing on Friday, every corner was the keeper was getting it first all the time. When they tried to have shots outside the box, it was going into row Z or hitting the corner flag.
It's like something.
It was awful, wasn't it? They just
Aye.
you could sit back and just put your feet up, and there was just no movement. There was just no excitement. There was just
No.
no. The only thing I can put that down to is the fact, like, we're only going to be playing in first gear. Why risk?
Aye, you don't want to get injured, like.
No, but
Look, what's the point of having them, really, friendlies? You know, they might as well just train that day. It's
well, I totally agree, because I mean you've got them. It was a full capacity at Wembley, and they'll have paid a lot of money for them
aye,
tickets.
aye,
They want to be entertained, Davey, and
yeah.
it's a
You
massive
just
point.
you're just teasing the fans off for no reason.
Aye, it's just a huge point. Why the hell have a friendly like that in the first place?
I know, but it's all money, and it's all down to money, like you say, full house.
Aye, I know. It's a shame, like, but nevertheless.
Aye.
Oh dear mate. Oh, I'm just getting you thinking now. I still don't think we'll get past the. Well, if we play like we did on Friday, Dave, we won't get out of the group.
Oh no.
I'll guarantee you that will win it. Absolutely will not, hook, line and sinker. So then, Davey, what's gone on with these managers and this and that and the other? Did you'll have seen the we got a letter or from KLD saying, I mean, he stuck his neck out, really, didn't he, by saying
He never wrote that, man.
He's got one of his bitches to do it.
Well, it wasn't his twang, was it? That's the way I looked at it straight away. That wasn't him talking, like. It wasn't. It's just a farce, an absolute farce at the minute.
He's sticking his neck out massively, isn't he? Because when you think of it,
Well,
saying they're going to get it right this time, and they've learnt from the mistakes and stuff. Well, have they?
no. Well, it doesn't look like it, does it?
No, it
I
doesn't.
mean, how many people do you think's been interviewed for this job? I don't think there's anybody, me.
I don't know. I think our heads are just all spinning.
I think Will Still's had an interview, but he's sussed them out straight away and thought, I'm not having this. Like, if you kind of bring your own men in, you kind of get no money to buy anybody, I'll get away from here, like.
Oh, I totally agree with you on that one.
And I kind of say to McCracken, any decent coach, if you kind of bring your own men in, it's just absolutely crazy.
Well, I mean, it sent Roy Keane packing, didn't it? It's like every time you get a high caliber manager or someone that's got a bit of spunk behind them, it's like they're aware. They're just once they get that final hurdle about agreeing terms and conditions and whatnot, they just do a runner.
Right.
Got some more people in the chat. L12 Bong, how are the lads? Ari Cabbie says Jake. Kevin says, what do you think it would drop Maguire? That's quite funny because the fact, like, I think Maguire does all right in an England shirt.
He's injured, one. He's injured.
He is injured as well. And Saul, hello mate, welcome along. He says Rosinha is on his way. So
we've heard this before.
Yeah, totally. I mean, wasn't it like?
Well, if it's him, they're a disgrace because they could have had him a month ago.
I don't understand. But the thing is, though, how much until you see him actually standing there with the scarf above his head outside the stadium of light, for all we know, it could be a load of dogs dambelos and Rosinha's on his way.
You cannot believe anything.
I mean, let's face it, right? Three weeks ago, maybe it's a month ago, Will Still was apparently crossing T's and dotting I's.
Yes, when they'd signed they'd organised the contracts. The contracts had been emailed like to them, but he changed his mind because he's obviously come away from the last meeting and thought, "Oh, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here." Then he's had his head turned by that French team, and he's gone there, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't realise. Am I right in saying Will Still actually managed Derby County at one point?
No.
I
Rosinha has.
Rossini, that's who it was.
Just 12 games.
Aye, they were talking about Will Still, and then because I was in the taxi and I must have misheard Rossini, and then I heard him mention he used to manage for the Rams, Derby, and I thought, I don't think Will Still said.
No.
L12 Bong says, who is Will Still, man? Nobody. Rossini for me, like, there's a few people saying they're quite happy with Rossini, would argue that.
Right.
Paul Graham says, hello everyone. And Kevin Taylor says, what's happening about Mark something, Cabbie? I can't see what it says afterwards because that stupid heart emoji's in the road. I'll have to move that. I'll read that when it comes further up.
Right.
Here we go. What's happening about Mark Robbins? Yeah, I heard on the radio today that the fact, like, Mark Robbins could be one of the favourites as well, because they were talking about how quiet it's been at the stadium, and like this and that and the other. And a lot of people are saying, well, there's no way in hell earth Robbins is going to come to the stadium. Like, but because of this silence, you just didn't know, do you? You just don't know.
No. But just the papers are just chucking any names in, man, just to get really interested.
Oh, we've got some people joining us here.
Anthony?
Hello,
Anthony Mackem, can you hear us, mate?
I can now. I had no idea
doing?
what was wrong with my computer, mate.
I'm just going to sort out
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, and we've got, I think, Jacob here as well.
Jacob. Nice to meet you, Dave. Is that right?
Hello?
You're not Dave the You're not Dave the Rave, though, are you?
No, he's not Dave the Rave, are
you? I texted you a couple of messages on your last podcast when you were rambling on about how disgusted you are in the club and that.
Good lad.
This is the celebrity anthem.
Right.
This is the celebrity anthem, BBC Radio Newcastle. He even gets invited into the studio, didn't you, Davey, lad?
Aye.
Lad. I'm pretty sure the clubs will listen to us, because every time I have a rant, they release something else. So I ran about this Friday. God, where the fuck's our update? Imminent. How's a week imminent? Some people have been to Malaga and back, man. Come on.
Have you had a good week, Anth?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
He's
starting a new one.
He's moving to Australia. He's going to be living there for a year, Davey. So it's all big things happening for Anth.
I heard him.
Aye.
Got to mention at least once a video, mate. So
there's some more people in the chat. Saul says Rossini was assistant to Rooney at Derby. Billy G says, evening lads. Colin Major, this management should be ashamed of themselves. They're running this club into the ground. And Bong says Robbins is a good manager, but he wouldn't come here. He reckons he's tied down at Coventry till 2027. Paul says, I'd had a Mark Robbins as my first choice out of all the people. And Bongs went Howie, Anth, and Jacob. Nice to see. Davey says Steve.
So we try and invite Paul Cabbie to call.
Oh, there's Jacob. You here? You
Cabbie,
Jacob, how you doing?
Paul Wilson.
You can. Anybody can come along. You can get friggin'.
So I'm trying to invite him, but his account's not coming up on the.
Your friend did you made the other day, mate? Do you not know this?
Come on, get Speakman on.
You what?
Come on, get Speakman on.
Oh well.
No.
Send him a message.
He's going to be leaving the club soon, isn't he?
Right.
Billy G's just says
Rossini can't be that bad.
Any self-respecting coach wouldn't have Speakman decide his fate concerning recruitment. And Jeff Wilkie's just come on. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Who are we getting now as manager? Because they are messing with 45,000 loyal fans, not forgetting the millions around the planet. It's mental.
Mate. What's the theme of this discussion tonight then?
Well, obviously it's the coach thing.
Speakman and KLD, mate.
It's the coach thing. I mean, it's now reckon it's going to be imminent that it's Liam Rossini that's knocking on the door, and it could be any time now that he's going to be announced as head coach. But I says to Davey, they said that about Will Still. About 3 weeks ago, he was crossing T's and dotting I's. So
Yeah, it depends on who's saying this, because none of these words have come from the club at all. Not even people who work at the club. It's news outlets that's saying it, or people in the rumour mills. So I take every single one of those with a pinch of salt. I'd like
Exactly.
most of them to be real, but you can look at the source of that rumour and go, what's their interest in that? Sometimes they're right, but as we've seen, if anybody's to be believed, since they got rid of Spiel, we could have had at least 20 different managers. I went through the list. I think there's 23 all in all, different names that were bounced around between now and then, and not one of them's happened. So less than 4% success rate at the minute. Like, come on.
Would you take Rossini though, Am? If he came in, would you be happy with his appointment?
I said this. I said this to Paul Wilson the other day. I'd literally take Shrek at this stage. Just give us a name. We need a name. That's it. Give us a name. It could be a fictional character. It could be the Bin Man. I don't care. We just need somebody to go, this is our man.
Yeah. Well,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Paul told me that there were some people on Twitter saying if Sunderland get Rossini, our season's over. Which I think
yeah, I know that.
That's bullshit.
That's premature, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Look what he did for Hull. Look what he did for Hull, and yet they were too harsh on him and they sacked him. I think it's ridiculous that they sacked him. In my opinion, I know there's people that might disagree, but I think it was harsh. So,
SGS just said in the chat, don't want Rosie near. Complete lack of ambition sums up these owners. Pathetic.
The thing is, though, right, with head coaches and gaffers, it's got to fit the culture. If the culture with Rossini is better,
Paul's joined.
Like, his history is his history. He can't change it, can he? But if he comes into the club and he gets the lads playing his style of football, regardless if it's for half a season, for an entire year, for 3 years, as long as he's getting them onto his style, that's what matters. If his style is shit, then yeah, we've brought in the wrong man again. But until we know what his style is with our club, if it's a 4-4-2, if it's a 4-3-2-1, whatever, it's a 3-5-2. Depends on what his style is and how he likes to play. If we implement it and act on it,
I think
that's
he's
why
a
we can determine if he's
4-3-1.
successful or not.
I've checked his formations, from Hull's season just gone. Like some lineups, and I think some of them 4-2-3, same as Mowbray, isn't it?
Really, yeah, but again, the name doesn't matter. If it's that person who we choose, as long as they can implement that ASAP. If they can get in before we actually go away on those pre-season tours, that gives the new gaffer the time to embed himself and like get trust within the new players. And if some of the players don't trust them, we've got time to get rid of them. We don't want this to drag out until the start of the season. So if it does, too little, too late, and we've got half the squad that don't want to play for us. That's worse.
Yeah.
Got some more stuff in the chat now. Here, welcome, Paul. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, you, mate.
Yeah, not too bad. Apart from being loaded with cold, the whole bloody household. Sol says on the chat, Rossini would be good with young players and developing talent. Acacia says, evening lads, hello, Anth and my best mate Paul. Dougie Stewart's joined, says, hi guys, hope you're well. Bong says, SAFC is a massive SAFC is a massive club. If you're going to prove yourself as a manager, then come to FN SAFC. And Ken, who's a member of the channel, says, good evening guys from Bood.
I know he rejected Plymouth, by the way. Do you know Liam Rossini rejected Plymouth?
I think he did.
I mean, anybody with common sense, if he's got the option of Sunderland or Plymouth, you would reject Plymouth.
Yeah. He lives in Derby. He lives in Derby still, and Derby.
Around the corner. He's about
East Midlands, yeah. So I think it's roughly. Would it be 2 hours to Sunderland? Derby to Sunderland.
Depends on the traffic, but it'd be more like 2 hours 45.
Yeah, which he's gonna have to move into Amp really. He can't just do 2 hours. Can he? He'll have to probably live more local. If I'm being honest, but Plymouth to Derby is like 4 hours. It's a lot longer. So, yeah.
So, Paul, what do you reckon about this?
If he's willing to move. Yeah.
What do you reckon about this, Paul, about the manager or the coach merry-go-round? The names have been linked. If we get this every season and this and that. Do you trust KLD's going to get it right with the with a letter that apparently was sent out all our Davey reckons it wasn't even him that wrote it.
To be honest, Cabbie, I actually hope that PLD actually gets this spot on, but from what came out today, which I told you about, and it looks like the problem is actually Christian Speakman.
Yeah.
Speakman is the one that's potentially pushing head coaches away from the job.
Quite believe that.
You what, Davey?
Because I quite believe that because he's so big-headed, it's like his way or no way, and your good coaches will not tolerate that. I mean, look at
thing is,
it. He was picking the team and things like that. Well, you cannot be putting up with that, man.
he should not be picking the team regardless. Maybe I'd get him if he's like only on recruitment side. I get that he's done his job. He's like essentially at that stage the go ahead on head coaching system. That's the way I would see what Speakman should be doing on the club. If it's about putting the right person on the pitch on the day, if he's having a say in that, then no, we need to get rid of him completely.
Yeah.
That's what the head of recruitment should be. They use the coaching system. They use the youth academy system and go, this person's ready for our first team. That's what that role is for. If they're doing things beyond that, that's over controlling. Yeah, no, get rid of them. Honestly, just get rid of them. It makes so much more sense to anybody who's got a football head on them. That if that person's overreaching and putting their fingers into other people's pies, it's going to rotten the entire camp. So just yeah.
Well, it happened last season, and because if you remember, Mowbray said he can't play Alex Pritchard from the start, but he can put him on the bench, but he's not allowed to start him. Well, that was coming from the club. It had to be.
I don't think it would be ever broadcast or come out until like a dossier or something like that. Like, once that person leaves, there's no way we can like say that's 100% fact today. It's 100% believable, like you said, but I don't know if that's fact. So there's interpretations of what happened last season, and if we're all being brutally honest, last season was a failure compared to what we expected.
Yeah,
and I think the club's PR piece that they released a couple of days ago expresses that. From going, we've got ambitions to finish in the top 2 to finishing 16th. Yeah, you need to rethink the model. And if it is purely on Speakman, why aren't we rethinking Speakman? Because his model didn't work last year.
James Corplay's just put a post on Twitter. Says a reminder of Crillary Dreif's statement to Sunderland fans on Friday afternoon, obviously regarding the letter, and he's gone, communication was welcome, of course it was, but feel head coach Gate needs a resolution by the end of this week without a shadow of a doubt. Can't blame fans for growing impatient and sceptical given last season's events. Newman also needs backing with added quality, depth and experience. Goal scorer also needed. It's pretty much Route 1 stuff, which we already know, isn't it, really? Before the Euros would be nice, wouldn't it, announcing someone? Depends on who it is, of course.
5 weeks ago would have been better. I want to rephrase the question, because I think we've not really spoken about Rossini that much. Is there anybody that you categorically say no to that's been rumoured?
Oh, God's sake.
Not because of the way they've interacted with us, because I know some people would say fuck no to Will Still now, even though he's going to Lens. But like there was people going, oh yeah, Will Still's a good idea when he was initially brought up. Is anybody that you like categorically no, fuck off straight away?
Well, I've seen
and nobody can repeat my answer. I go for it.
Carry on,
It's
Jacob.
Wayne
Do
Rooney.
you want to pipe in, Jacob?
Yeah, the managers I won't get is Frank Lampard and John Terry, personally. Dog shit managers, in my opinion. I think we should stay away from them too. Like they've not done all to prove that they're good managers, have they? Really?
I don't think you've got anything to worry about them coming, Jacob, because money would definitely be an issue.
Mm. And they're just Michael Beals as well, aren't they? Lampard and Terry, 2.0 Michael Beale.
I've even heard. I've seen a list to Ashley Cole and Paul Ince, and I'm straight away gone. No, thank you very much. I mean, what do you reckon, Paul?
Well, from what Alan Nixon keeps saying, which I don't believe him now, like, He keeps saying that apparently we're after the boss that's currently at QPR. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
stay clear.
And what about you? A
I
few
think it'd be
names?
Liam Messina, like.
Yeah, I said Rooney at the start, but I just remembered Dwight York at the very start of like when we got rid of Beale was mentioned. I was like, absolutely not. He's got the worst record in history of managing teams. If there was a relegation in the year league, he would have got that team completely in the bin. They'd bury it. What about you, Sue? What are you thinking?
I said basically I looked at the list today, like I said, and I've seen Paul Ince was mentioned, Ashley Cole and all that, and I'm thinking like there's got to be somebody from Monty Python's Flying Circus coming up with some of these names and stuff. Like, I mean, I know they've appointed bad appointments, KLD and Speakman, last season and stuff. Well, let's face it, we've had pretty much crap, haven't we? Even when we went into Division 1. And you think at some
Bill
point,
Parkinson.
oh, do you know what I mean? It's been absolutely dire. But at some point, they've got to get it right. They can't just keep screwing up with appointments, surely, God's sake. Is any managers you, Davey? Anybody that you would just say no straight away? You hadn't even give them an interview, like
No,
stay clear.
Well, there's plenty that you would say no to, but I just take all these lists with a pinch of salt because nothing's coming from the club. So it's just social media lists where you could go on forever, couldn't you?
And it seems to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the transfer market. Who's a free agent, and that's why they're looking at it. Who's got the qualification, and who's looking around.
Got quite a few things coming up on the chat here as well. Dougie Stewart says, I would agree with that comment about Speakman driving away coaches. Billy says Speakman thinks he's Pep. I wouldn't mind Pep, but I think he'd be a bit out of our reach for money wise.
Beale was Pep as well, didn't they?
SJ says, so it's taken us 4 months to appoint a manager that we could have gotten in April. I presume he's on about Rossini here. I'd like to see how Speakman spins this if he says he was who we were after all this time. Yeah, right, okay. Acacia, Cameron Jude, I totally agree with Paul too, as what Paul sent to me about Speakman. It's obviously Speakman who's pushing this back for the new candidates to get the jobs. Bong says John Terry, FFS. Anthony, you've just said, just remembered Dwight York. Kevin, correct, no Terry or Lampard. Ryan Duggan, hello mate, how you doing? No one has mentioned Ashley Cole or Paulins. I seen it on I don't know what list it was. But it was, they were definitely there. And SJ, Chandler no, Lampard no, Robinson no. A lot of crap there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of unproven managers being thrown in there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, what I mean by that, I know proven and unproven is like proofs in the pudding that you can't get experience without doing it. But like the was the Cole and stuff like that. Who's he managed at Championship level or Premier League level? They haven't. So
Didn't he do something at Birmingham? Ashley Cole.
He's there now.
Yeah, it's.
Is he?
Ashley Cole's at Birmingham. Still there.
So he's just a back office staff member then, rather than a.
Yeah, he's a coach.
Yeah.
But I think Dodds
Yeah,
and
no,
Proctor
thank you.
should go. I think Dodds and Proctor should go, but they're probably not, are they? Because Dodds was at Birmingham when Speakman was at Birmingham, so he's not going to get rid of his best mate, is he?
Pixelrich has just joined. Sorry lads, late in. Me builders have been back a lot. A huge building site. Have I missed much? We're just basically cracking on about Leon Rossini is about to be announced according to social media, this and that and the other, but as us lads are saying, there's nothing really official. There's another thing here. Dougie Stewart says, how you doing, mate? Anyone seen the rumours about Dan Neil leaving? Has anybody heard out?
No, I don't think we should worry about it. Rumours, media.
Again, I'll repeat what I said earlier on about that one for Dougie's benefit. Like, you got to look at where that rumor originates. If it's from this club, or if it's from somebody linked with the club, fair enough. Read a little bit more into it. But if it's somebody just posting, "Oh, have you heard? Oh, what do you imagine if this happened?" Take it with a massive grain of salt. You just need to put your cynical hat on and go, well, not really. Unless you see something on like his Instagram, Twitter, or whatever.
Like,
Don't worry about it too much until.
Unless you see a quote, I didn't believe it. Like,
Yeah.
Also, you got to think he's in contract for another 2 years, isn't he?
Yeah, I can't see Dan
Yeah.
Neil leaving us this season, especially.
like anybody could leave. I mean, everybody's for sale in any club, isn't it? Any club, everybody's for sale.
Yeah, with the right numbers, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just looking up at his contract.
What's going to happen with Chris Rigg, do you think?
Riggy boy,
Well, oil rig.
the oil rig. I think he'll stay with us for next season. Like I absolutely do. Like I do think he was overplayed last season as well as like Bellingham. I think like because they had no experience, they were just shoving the young ones on left, right, and centre. They've been knackered, man. But I do think he'll be with us next season. But we can't rely on the likes of Rig and stuff. We have to have experienced heads brought in. We can't carry on with what we did like last season. There's loads of comments coming in here. I don't know if I've read that about Acacia. I just can't see the new head coach getting their own staff. As we all know what Krill and Speakman would say about that. Dodds being the assistant coach, but they've got to change the model, though, Acacia, haven't they? They've got to. That's the only way they're going to move forward if they change their model. Because what's the point? What's the point of getting any coach in if they're not going to change what they've been doing since they've arrived?
I've got a feeling that's why Pascal actually turned it down, because he probably wanted his own team, and he's probably seen them. He's like, nah.
Well, any decent coach will want his own team in. Anyone.
Well, that's what the norm. That's what everybody does, isn't it? I don't understand why we have a problem with it. Why we have a problem with coaches bringing their own staff in? It's happened for years. It's always been the case.
Well, I kind of get Lord Christian Speakman came out and said somebody is the coaches. The new coach is allowed to bring their own staff in. He actually came out and said it. They're allowed to bring one member of staff with them.
I suppose that's generous, isn't it?
Well, I've got this. Which Hull City player would you like Liam Rosenior to bring to Sunderland?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me just pull up their roster.
Yeah, good question. It's 10 points to Jacob there. Good question, lad.
Does Cavallo count? Because I know he was a Liverpool loanee, but
He's the one that scored against us one day in that 1-0 defeat?
Yeah, but he's more of a Liverpool loanee than a.
Yeah, he's not going to come to Sunderland though.
Play full time.
Probably not.
Most of their team last season was loanees.
Yeah.
Delap off them. Rory Delap's son Liam. I think he's got a bit of talent. He's an out-and-out striker. He fits a lot of our boxes.
Aaron as well. I think they've got a striker called Aaron. I can't remember his surname, but I think he's meant to be a good player.
Connolly.
Yeah. Aaron Connolly, yeah. I've heard he's meant to be decent.
We'll probably end up with David Connolly. Billy Connolly.
Oh, Billy. Maybe somebody would get there at the end.
But we'll probably, if we do get an appointment and it's Rossini, we'll sit back and say, well, there we go. No to worry about. You know what I mean? Let the rebuilding, what should I say, begin, to say the least. But
surely, Lord, if it's him, surely he's got to be in before the players come back from pre-season. For pre-season.
That's imperative, that.
Well, it's not for early. I mean, how many weeks is it till pre-season? It's virtually straight after the Euros, is it not?
Yeah.
And the
club was during. I thought it was during.
The club hasn't announced half of the pre-season games either.
And I've got
buy more tickets for Hartlepool when you know.
People have booked up for Spain. They don't know where they're playing.
Gamble Algarve instead of Alicante or something. Daft.
Going to catch up some more on the chat. They're coming thick and fast. The comments, Billy G, we're a feeder club. We always seem to have been, haven't we? Saul says Liam Delap will be a target if Rossini becomes manager. SJ Riggs says he's not going to sign a new contract until he speaks to the new coach first. Interesting stuff. Rooster Coburn,
I
you alright, mate?
rate him for that though.
Yeah,
I rate him for that.
not wrong with that. Can't understand their want for Dodds to stay, especially after last season's results. I can't imagine them hanging around the first team for next season. Like, I mean,
No, maybe under 18s at best. Under 18s.
Dodds will stay as long as Bellingham is here. Let's be honest, says SG. I presume they're quite good friends, according to someone. Ryan Dugan says, so social media stuff is crap until it's Slayton, Speakman or KLD. All the stuff about backroom staff is also just social media stuff right now. Morton was excellent for Hull last season, says Sol. Pixel says, the model must change. The position of head coach, I believe, is now toxic. Honestly, folks, who would want to come to Sunderland under its present situation? But this is, again, as we keep on saying, this is why the model's got to, it has to change. There's no doubt about that.
I'm gonna build on Pixel's point there, because I know Sunderland fans want somebody who's proven, somebody who's basically decent enough to do the job. But I'd also take somebody who thinks they're decent enough at the job and actually can pull through. Because you got to remember, when we appointed Roy Keane, he wasn't a fit for anywhere else, but he came in here and absolutely smashed it. So if we've got somebody who's got a strong head and is capable of getting the lads behind him, doesn't matter to me if they're proven or not, but it does just matter if they're confident enough at doing the job. So I do get that they run a yes man, but that yes man could just blag in an interview for all I care, and then after the fact, when he's got the guys under his foot, that's what matters to me. So I don't really care about this backroom stuff all that much. It's just impacting who comes in. We need somebody strong-willed. Simple as that.
You need a biggish personality, don't you? A biggish, a big presence that's got an aura around them, the like of Keane, or you want the players that when they're walking into the dressing room, or the look that actually look up to the coach or the manager. That's what we ideally need. They're a massive club, as we know, and I just think you need someone with a bit of personality behind them.
Definitely. I mean, that's a main thing for a Sunderland manager, is to have some stature and respect of the players, which is what Tony Mowbray had, and what your Grayson and your Parkinson didn't have. You need somebody like Mowbray.
100%. I think there's two styles of manager we could go for, by the way, on the back of that. You've got somebody who's mature, experienced, and level-headed, that proven experience that people are wanting, or you want somebody young who can basically fit in with the people he's managing. So somebody fresh out of the box, or somebody who's absolutely dead set on his ways. You don't want somebody who's malleable and folding to everybody's left, right, and centre whim. That's what we need. What's your thoughts, Cabbie, mate? You're asking us the questions, but not giving your opinion as well.
No, I'm just having a good listen. Look, like I've said, I mean, you're on about like when Keno came in all them years ago, like it was almost there was a buzz. When was the last time there was a buzz around the stadium? Like, when was the last time you can actually put your hand on your heart and say to yourself, "Oh, I've got my as a stand on the back of the neck with this appointment." There's very, very little managers or coaches I can think of where you think, "Oh, get in, we've got this person, let's get excited." Do you know what I mean? When was the last time you had that? We're an announcement. Because it's all been me.
I'll wait for everybody else to comment.
No, that's fine. It's open for anyone. Basically, I mean, I got that when Keno was announced. I thought, like, aye, get in, class. Big Sam, I was sort of like, I was buzzing for that. But who else? I didn't get that with Davey Moyes, even though he had a good record with Everton. I didn't get that with even Gustavo Poyet. Bruce, hi.
No. So I started creating content on YouTube off the back of Alex Neil getting appointed, and I was like, really? That's where we're going? That was more my sentiment, but he proved me wrong. So
yeah, he proved me wrong.
And then he turned out to be he turned out to be a snake. But that's like some managers don't need to be infusing from day one. They need to win you
No.
over, and I'm all right with having managers to win me over, but it can bite you in both ways, can't it? You just don't want somebody who's disappointing to start with end up being disappointing. Another Beal.
No, I don't think Liam would be another Beale. To be fair, I can't see that happening.
I mean, I was disgusted in Alex Neil leaving, but when you look at it, did he not have a point to where he was like lied to about he could get his own players and that, and then they come back, they went back on it, didn't they? He didn't get the backing of the club.
Yeah, pretty much, mate. But he didn't. He came in like in February, and he'd done what he said he was going to do. And then when he got promoted, he was probably potentially offered like, "Oh, when you get promoted, we'll do this and we'll upgrade your package." And just went, "Yeah, no, that's not happening. That's not what we said. But it's not in writing." So there'll be lots of false promises from this ownership to gaffers, and I think half of them are reading through it. Half of them are reaching out to Tony Mowbray, they're reaching out to Beale, and they're reaching out to Alex Neil and going, what they actually like. I think there's a lot of that happening. You got to remember, they're going into a job and their reputation's up for attack at that point. It's not to build it up, so.
Got some more comments.
Got to remember.
Comments here coming here pretty quick again. Ryan Dugan says, you wouldn't judge Pato's ability if he was playing at right back. We are saying Dodds is crap, but he's not a head coach, so he was never going to do well. But he is a very good coach, apparently. Colin Major, Brian Connolly, yeah, it's just a puppet, if anybody knows who he is. Well, not Brian Connolly. Tony Huntington, you alright, mate? Let's be honest, it's all delay until after the Euros. And then Gareth Southgate will be be announced for Sunderland. I mean, how?
God, don't say that.
Southgate. I
You
mean,
know what? If we were going to get a big name, he would be a big name. I don't know if he would do anything decent with us, but he would be a big name.
oh yeah,
He
absolutely.
doesn't need the money. Doesn't need the money because he's had the England job for what, like 8 years, 9 years. He's a multi-millionaire off the back of that. Maybe he just wants another feed project back into normal club football.
Tony says on the
It's
back
an
of
option,
that,
but I don't like it. But
no. Tony says, by the way, my last comment about that, what we're just talking about there, was a joke before it gets slated. But the thing is, you never know. We're us, do you? I don't think it's going to happen, though, somewhere or the other. SJ Rigg is a wanted man. He's a talented player at his age. Look at the clubs that are interested in him. Of course, he holds all the cards. That's why he will wait. Judith, hello Judith, how are you doing? This is why we can't get a decent head coach, the model and backroom staff, and Lords and everybody keeps on saying that. Ryan says, at the end of the day, though, we've not had success in the last 40 years. So obviously, we've never had any amazing appointments.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Peter Reid for me was class. Peter Reid was probably the main reason I got into football. 6-7-year-old, just enjoying some good European quality football. Finished seventh, by the way, 2 seasons on the bounce, and we didn't get Europe because of the bloody club competitions. So
I do agree
is
there.
now like what, 7th?
I do agree there, Ant. Like,
Peter Reid was class.
I would say I've seen some of the best football since I've followed Sunderland under Peter Reid. Does any of you lads agree?
Yeah, Peter Reid was what the type of manager you were talking about there. Little in stature, but he got respect off people like.
Aye.
But Mowbray did the same as well, to be fair, to a lesser degree than Reid, but it's the level we were at when he took over, right? So,
What do you reckon, Jacob and Paul? Do you reckon Peter Reid was like absolutely awesome football under him?
Oh yeah, especially in the dressing room as well. He didn't take any shit from anyone, did he? He'd let you know if you weren't doing your best. And I think there's a lack of that. There's a lack of that now in football. There's no discipline.
But then again, Peter Reid had the tools. Like, I mean, 2 cracking strikers and 2 cracking wingers.
I mean, let's face it.
I don't know.
Bobby Saxton as well they were good together. Them two, weren't they? You can imagine the chemistry by them two creating a good vibe in the dressing room. Like they were quality. They were really good together. Them two.
Well, just like Dodds and Proctor.
Freaking hell. Premier Passions. I love watching Premier Passions. Have you all seen that Premier Passions?
Aye.
Yeah, I've
Aye.
seen it.
It's
I'm going to have to watch it.
It's not the way Premier. We haven't been Premier for like 6 years, mate.
Right. Put it on YouTube, man. It's
I was
funny
still
as hell.
watching it, Law, and it's something to watch.
Send me the links in a bit.
Peter Reid's just class, isn't it? He's just a weak as piss, weak as. There was one when they were getting beat off Wimbledon or something like that, and you know, obviously there's a lot of it in the old wooden changing rooms, all the wooden decor at Roker Park. And it's like weak as piss, and he's the amount of chewing gum. I'd love to know how much chewing gum he goes through. Getting a freaking phone call from Moscow. What the frig's all that about? And that, but yeah, but that's what we need, isn't it? But I mean, yes, the players do help, obviously, with the Peter Reid days and all that. But the thing is, it's frustrating. You know, why the hell couldn't we stay there? We still ended up getting out the division, and it's like we've been a yo-yo club ever since, sort of thing. And it's like, but them 2 seasons, I was playing like Sunday League when I was living down Woking down south, and our full time, when I finished the match was half time at the match, and some of the lads came in and says, "You don't believe this score, Cabbie? Not Cabbie, Stu. You won't believe the score. It's like a 4-0 against Chelsea," and I just thought they were all pulling me leg because obviously that was the half time score. We were 4-0 up at half time, weren't we?
One of those days. But to be fair, at that time, Chelsea were pretty
Not
much
as good as well.
like where Charlton are now, right? They would.
I mean, they weren't as good as what they are now, but yeah. Just how it is.
But it could be next season. I mean, there's a lot of doom and gloom going on around and that. I mean, who knows? It could be really exciting. It could be a cracking start. I mean, no one's expecting Sunderland to go all guns blazing, gone for the top 2 next season, are they? People say like it would be a result, job done if we're better last season. I mean, would you say definitely?
I have a general rule.
The playoffs is no. It's got to be the playoffs this season, like this coming season. Do you agree with that?
For my mental health problems, but I think realistically, I would accept today. It depends on the first couple of games of football, but today I would accept it. I would accept it. It's an improvement on last season. If we're looking at it 5 weeks to go at the end of the season, and we're in that middle of the pack, we'd be like, oh, as long as we match up better what we did last season, that's what the dialogue and conversation we're going to be having. Without a shadow of a doubt, we'll have this exact same debate year in year out. If we have an expectation to at least match up better what we did last time round, we're improving and we're getting our way back to the Prem. Eventually, we will smash the league doing that model. We eventually did it in League One in 5 years, right? We matched it better pretty much every season.
Yeah.
So,
opinion. Sorry, Paul.
Well, I won't be surprised if we go in the playoffs again in the Championship. The season we go up, probably going to get another Wembley day, aren't we? I don't think it'd be automatic.
Say for me, I think it depends who we bring in.
Over opinionated says this season seems like it's going to be a write-off with the comments of lack of investment coming from Will Still.
Yeah. Well, that's a massive thing, investment. I'm telling you now, you've got to invest money to get out the Championship. No doubt whatsoever. You've got to score goals and you've got to invest money. That's it. Them's the teams that gone up.
Marco Gabbiadini says that all the time, doesn't he, Davey, on BBC?
True.
Yep.
I mean, Ipswich had a goal last season and it's paid off for them.
To be fair, the season before worked as well. Luton invested heavily. Sheffield United invested heavily. The year before that, Nottingham Forest. You're not wrong with the investment side of it, but
and scoring goals is massive. Scoring goals.
Oh, I know that, but I kind of respect it. I respect the way we're doing it. It's a lot more like tortoise in the hair, right? Spending money and investing big is the hair, yeah. And the way we're doing it is a tortoise. Slow. We'll eventually get there. It's just frustrating how long the race is taking to get back to a respectable level.
Yeah, treat a meme, keep them clean. That's what it is.
We want to be
This is how many of
entertained.
our players could.
Your answer, sorry?
Oh yeah. I was just saying, mate. Like it's more like if we, how many of our players are going to respect that we're on that more auto-spaced approach? If we're going to take it slow and steady, how many of those players are willing to build up their career with us, or how many are going to jump ship as soon as they get a big offer? I think Rick's one of those ones that we've mentioned earlier on, but Clark's definitely one. And I can't blame the players for going. This club is going to do it quicker and faster and get my name in the headlines a lot more. Why wouldn't I look at them today? You've got to get the right build of people in the club as well, players as well as managers.
We just want to see some entertaining football. I mean, how many games last season stood out for you as if when the full-time whistle went, you felt refreshed, you felt that was class, that was quality? I mean, Southampton was one of them early on in the season. How many more games like that can you turn around and say you felt the same? Well, it wasn't really that many, was there? Where something like that's awesome. That you're walking away from the ground or wherever you've watched it, listening to it. You majority of the time you've just been falling a bloody sleep. What was the match you actually attended to, Ant? The last one. To him.
The Blackburn Rovers game.
Yeah.
The Blackburn Rovers game.
Yeah,
no, that was definitely not one of the ones. That was one of the ones that Blackburn were feeling like that. Not us.
No.
5-1, man.
Took our feet off the pedal then.
Do you not think Leeds at home was a good game when we played Leeds at home and beat them?
I thought it was a great performance by Sunderland that night. I thought, even though there was only the one goal, Bellingham scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
I thought Sunderland, to be fair, bossed the game, and you didn't get that panicky feel on that game where there's 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. It's like we're under the cosh. We didn't. We just seemed to be in control. But yeah, it was a hell of a win.
But I think now, yeah, Daniel Farker, the manager, he said after that game, Sunderland were parking the bus. And I don't think we did. We were actually.
I think we did. To be fair, we did have moments. We did have moments, mate.
Yeah,
but we took the lead and then did it. We didn't do it.
Yeah, but he's whinging.
That makes sense.
All he's doing is whinging, though, isn't he? He's just a moaning mini by saying that.
Yeah, but managers need to come up with a reasonable excuse that their fan base can see. You got to look at Klopp. Every time he lost, he blamed it on random shit every single time, right? For Liverpool,
the wind,
it was the weather. The grass was too dry. The grass was too wet. The shorts were too bright. The referee didn't see that. Like, you come up with excuses as a losing team all the time. You don't do the same the other way around. And go, oh, we only won because of the weather. We only won because of the goalkeeper being asleep and then 5 minutes. You don't do that. You just explain how good you were in that game.
Sorry about that. My daughter was just wanting to say hello. She's
hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it's. Sorry, I mean, my head's spinning here. I've totally lost track where I was. My daughter shouting at us. She's looking at us through the conservatory doors here. Once again, there's loads of stuff to catch up on the chat. Ken says, please Plymouth stayed up. At least I'd be able to see the lads next season as he lives near down there. Where are we going? Judith Wright, what about a captain? Ballard would be good. Ballard made a good captain.
I think the captain should be further up the pitch, but yes, he absolutely would. You want somebody who breaks down the line. So if you want your left back or your central defensive midfielder who interacts with every player on the pitch. So Hume would be a good option. Dan Neil would be a great option for me. Ekwar even on the third choice. But yeah, or even Bellingham if he wants to stick around for a long time.
I don't think we've signed our captain yet.
You don't think so?
Getting Gooch back, are we?
Yeah. When we get a new manager, he'll bring his own captain in, I guarantee you.
Right, I'm going to put money on that, man.
Midfield player.
I'm going to say I've got Liam Messinia's number.
And get him on.
Who you saying, Stu?
Hey?
Who are you saying as captain?
I do like the sounds of Ballard, but apart from that, it's hard to choose who's got like leader properties. I mean, you need that type of Lee Cattermole, Kevin Ball sort of type player. We just don't seem to have that at the minute.
It's strange. It's strange none of you have mentioned the captain that said no.
God's sake. Sorry, I'm just putting my
Luke
phone on
O'Neill.
mute. I'm getting
Luke O'Neill.
15 messages from
Mate.
bloody Greg's coming through now. What the frick's going on here?
The thing is, mate, Luke O'Neill would be captain in pretty much every other championship squad apart from ours because we have this age gap. There's about 6 years difference between him and everybody else in the club. So he's seen as the senior, not as the captain, not as one as the fold. That's the way I'm reading it now. Obviously, as us as fans, we just see him as a quality player. But when you get that difference between youth and experience, and there's nobody in between, there's nobody to bridge that conversation. So yes, I think they all respect him, but I don't know if he's their natural leader anymore. I'd like him to be.
Mm-hmm. I think he's too daft to be captain. Like,
I like him. I like that he's daft. I think that.
I
that's
love him, but he's daft.
Well, when he handled that ball, was it Watford? I mean, how the hell he wasn't sent off? I was
going to say which time. He's done it 3 times this season, hasn't he?
Yes.
Leeds.
The Leeds one that everybody missed.
Right. Do you know what was funny? The fact, like, he actually went like that with his arm, like, say, "Ow, that bloody hurt!" That as if to like rub the salt in the wounds. Like he proper pushes the buttons, doesn't he?
He's a character, but like I said, there's a gap there. And do you see him as our long-term captain?
I don't. Not with Luke O'Neill. I don't know why. I just didn't. He's I
think he's got the Gooch effect now. He's starting to get the Gooch reputation, and he's the club's long-standing player. Everybody's got respect for him, but take him out on a bowling trip or things to the darting. Yeah,
I mean, maybe captain on the pitch, but team captain. It'll probably be somebody that we've got coming in.
My mate Brett's just sent us a picture message here. These must be the Sky Bet latest odds thingies. Liam Messina 2-5 favourite. Marty Cifuentes, is that how I pronounce it right? 7-1.
That's the one from QPR.
Rennie Merrick 7-1. Gerard Struber 10-1, and Dave Chandler 14-1. They've just come through.
I'll not take Dave Child.
No, I think Steve Robinson and that Dave guy, they're out of consideration.
Not after what he done to Hartlepool. No thanks.
What did he do to Hartlepool? Sounds like a personal story, mate. You know.
Come on, it's like EastEnders. This we're waiting.
No, their fans actually didn't actually want him. They actually want him straight out.
Bit like Bale.
So Bale.
Yeah, a bit like Bale number 2.
Better.
Plus, he hasn't managed in the championship, so there you go.
It's gonna catch
Kevin,
you what, mate?
If Sky Bet's got Rossini at 2-5, that looks like it's nailed on, doesn't it?
Or they're trying to get as many people's money as possible before they say no, it's not him.
Like I said, Will Still was apparently crossing T's and dotting I's a few weeks ago. I was just waiting for him to hold the scarf up.
Well, apparently the contracts were all done and sent off to him, but he didn't sign them.
Yeah, watch out! We'll all be sat here and it'll be Paul Heckenbottom.
It's going to catch up on some more on the chats here. Tony says, Big Sam pointed out the very fact about spending when interviewing KPs 95% of the time. The top 3 spenders are the ones that go up. Do you agree on that one? Is it the top spenders always seem to go up?
Definitely.
Over opinionated.
I was going to say it's like you said, it's 95% of the time. It's not 100% of the time. There is some teams that have gone up that haven't threw money at the wall. And I think the last one I can definitely remember was Swansea when they went on. think they just done an absolutely banging season, but that's ages ago.
Yeah.
Over opinion, it says only Sunderland could sign a Portuguese striker, and he scores 0 goals all season. Reminds me when we signed Emerson Tom. We only got we got the only Brazilian who couldn't pass a ball for 5 yards. And Mackem says Speakman's power gone to his head like a little dictator. SJ, our priority should be a holding midfielder. This will get the best out of Ekwa and Neil, because these players like to play further up the pitch. Dougie Stewart, one common denominator during the best teams we have had Bracewell as a player and coach. Kershaw, I think if it's Liam Rosenior, he might bring in Regan Slater, my other team, Sheffield United's old player, as he was unbelievable for Hull in the 2023-24 season.
No, Dodds, he'll point Dodds as captain. That's funny.
I've just read that now. Ekwa especially has been played in the wrong position. He's not a defensive midfielder, says SJ. He makes too many mistakes because he's been asked to play in a position he just can't do properly. I mean, he just wasn't the same player when he got in since he got injured, was he, Ekwa?
Also, you got to remember the time he got injured, we did chop and chase the manager twice. So.
Yeah. He wasn't the same player when Mowbray left. Mowbray got the best out of him. And that's what he needs going forward. He needs a strong manager. Because there is quality there. It's just he cannot focus for long. Like,
No.
I want to bring up the friend of our channel's comments here. Michael Bowers always says, I'd rather be like the clean sheet wanker. I'd rather have a defensively solid team than the team that scores goals after goals after goals. Would you be okay scoring the same amount of goals if we conceded, like, say, a third less goals than we did last season?
Well, obviously, score more than what you let in is decent, but
well, we conceded less goals than Ipswich last season, and we finished 16th. So that tells you Ipswich scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, but if you can just see on Cabbie's stream now, just at the bottom, we lost more games than the team that got relegated.
Yeah.
So the table and the numbers, if you spin them in any way you want, they can pull a stat the way you want it to be.
Oh, aye.
The fact of the matter is, we weren't good for anything. We're just a bang average championship team last season. Let's be brutal about it. We're not accepting it. We're not happy with it, but that's what we were.
It was awful. It was just awful to watch. It's just a post come up on the one of the social media sites. Sunderland's stance on backroom staff and budget will be key to tempting the man now emerging as their top manager target, according to journalist Alan Nixon. Whoever Alan Nixon, the journalist, is. Do you know anybody called Alan Nixon on that comment there?
Well, he's always on.
Is he?
Works for the Sun.
He's always on. Sunderland banter page. He's always on there.
I think he's a Newcastle fan, though. He's Alan, so probably just likes to take the piss.
I don't know. There's something in my bones. There's something gonna happen soon. I can feel it in my bones. And to be watching the screen soon. Watching the screen soon. Yeah, we just got to give KLD and Speakman a chance next season, haven't we? That's all we can do. Then the day results do the talking, didn't they? It's the results, the score, what goes on the field. That's what answers the questions. How it's going on. Just hope it's a decent start. I mean, roughly you get like 10, 11, 12 games, didn't you, for a manager? The new season starts and that, and see how he's settling in. That's why I think it's important to get whoever's supposed to be coming in ASAP, so he can get familiar with the players and get to know other players and stuff. The longer they leave it, the more tricky it's going to be. Because let's face it, when the Euros start, everybody's going to be focused on that, aren't they?
I've got a little bit of an interjection on in terms of the timing of a new appointment. I think it needs to be done before the kits get released. And they said the kits are going to be released by the end of this month. So I think if they don't release the kits, those kit sales are going to massively drop because they've got nothing to like cling on to hope. We're a hope-based club, aren't we?
Well, it's totally imperative that there's somebody in there well before the players come back. Because how embarrassing would that be for them players to come back to training and not have a coach?
That's just not going to
Well, yeah, they've got Dodge still, haven't they?
They've got Doddsy.
Dodds have always got the Euros to watch.
No, we got to watch Bellingham, aye.
They're good friends though, him and Bellingham, aren't they?
No, he was at the European Cup final with the family.
I actually thought he was counting a player for us.
In case you Cameron Judes just says, I've just seen imminently it's Liam Rossini. My mate on group chat has just sent it now. Apparently it's going to be Liam 100%. So there we go.
Has the odds changed on Liam Rossini on Sky Bet since our conversation started? Because that would be more interesting. You said 2 to 5, didn't you? Or 2 to 4?
2 to 5 he was.
I'm going to wait till the club makes the announcement, to be honest.
I've just
people were commenting on Terry's video saying 11th of June, 11 a.m. Random comments saying that for coach, but even better if it's tonight.
It'll just happen when we're all asleep.
Just done a refresher, and it just says 4 to 5 favourite now. Bert Postlethwaite from Claggeaton United.
Who?
Bert Postlethwaite from Claggeaton United. 5 to 4 favourite now. Liam Rossini's dropped down 4 places. He just never bloody.
I'm going to pick up a tent and go down the ground.
Yeah, you do the fan TV reaction, please. Thank you.
You still won't beat the Jermaine Defoe thingy on that. That was pretty funny.
No, I'll not go to the parent store.
Aye. So you were on about the strip before the Nala. I mean, has any of you guys seen any of the leaked images or what potentially the strip's going to be, and do you like it?
I heard it's going to be red and white.
White and red. Right? White and red.
You don't say
White and red.
Because you imagine if one season if we just didn't do it, or we did like what like Southampton do, and just like the entire white with like fit in red stripes, there'd be an uproar, wouldn't there?
Oh no.
Well, since we've got Hummel, I think we'll be seeing a few more like retro style shirts. Don't you think?
So when does the strips come out, Ant?
The rumour, and I do want to emphasise it's a rumour, they're going to do 1 per month. Home kit this month, away kit next month, and then a third kit the month after before the season launch. So 1 per month, so the drip feed the amount of people that can spend into the club.
Yeah, that was confirmed.
I think that's quite smart from Bruce.
Yeah, that was confirmed by Mr. Bruce.
So we need some players signed so we can put some names on the back. Is that what you're saying?
Probably, but I don't think I don't get a name on the back of mine.
Neither because the player will leave.
Mental like it.
Cabbie?
Hello. Sorry, you just broke up a second there.
All right.
You be buying a strip, Cabbie, are you?
I've always loved.
Mate.
I've always loved Hummel. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of good memories with the Hummel strips and stuff, and let's just hope it repeats itself. I mean, I've heard the away strip's going to be sort of similar-ish to the FA Cup year for '92. The white with the green bit and like navy blue on the top. But like I say, it's the football that matters on the pitch, isn't it?
Why, aye. Playing the Jarmers for me.
Playing the Jarmies, man, for you, Christ almighty.
Wait,
as long as they're winning.
Do you think we play better in the red shorts? Do you know when we played in the red shorts? We played in white shorts, red shorts, and black shorts. Like, I think we played in the red one like twice last season, and the white one once.
I think we'll look better in red shorts. I don't know why.
Played in the red shorts against Hull City
We did when it was it 4-4?
when it was 4-4, because I was just saying the highlights of the day.
They equalised, didn't they? We give a penalty away.
Right, Ekwa.
Aye.
For
Oh, it's
95th
impressive,
minute.
though.
That's Doo's favourite
No,
player, isn't it? Ekwa.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. Do you know how many goals we scored in April?
How many?
2.
I'm gonna go for.
What guesses?
I'm gonna go for in April. 0.
No, we definitely scored more than 0, mate.
All right.
5.
1-1.
Oh,
I'm going to go 3.
3. And
I
Jacob?
said 5.
Five's ambitious. Dave's right with 2. We scored 1 in a 5-1 loss against Blackburn Rovers.
And a 1-0 win at West Brom.
That's the one. We scored 2 goals in 7 games.
Shocking.
It's been dry. Yeah.
And you say scoring goals doesn't get you promoted?
Gets pushed though.
How many
I
clean
think it's the
sheets?
conceit. 2.
How many clean sheets for Bowers?
No, it's a 0-0 and a 1-0 win, wasn't it? That's it.
Anyway, we'll have a
mean,
little bit. Oh, sorry, Ant, what were you gonna say?
Do you know how much because I know you're friends with the mother of one of the referees. Do you know how much his bribe is? So we can all just like chip in and get a free couple of penalties each season.
Oh, Backhouse. Anthony Backhouse.
Oh, Anthony Backhouse.
I thought we were going to get 3 wins out of 3 with him managing us at the stadium, because he beat Norwich with him, give us that penalty. But the last, what was the last match he refed and we lost? Was that the Blackburn game?
Probably. But you can't blame the referee for that, mate. You cannot.
No.
Oh no, I'm not blaming the ref for that. No, not at all.
Just ask a man what he's going rate for a bribe, and then that's how much our fans need to raise for each game.
Well, I've got some questions for you. We'll have a bit of thingy. And a lot of people, believe it or not, didn't seem to not have this answer. In which year were the club formed?
1879.
Yeah, it's either 1879 or 1873.
1879. I'm going for.
Where
You can
did
just Google it while our computers,
Where did Sunderland first call their home ground?
Riot. It was Ripe. It's a school in Ripe. I don't know the name of the park, but it was
It's either Roker Park, Horatio Street, Blue House Field, or Newcastle Road.
I know we have
Blue House
stadiums.
Field.
I guess.
Newcastle Road in it, 'cause we had a few stadiums before Roker, and one of them was Newcastle Road.
No, Roker Park was on Newcastle Road,
All right.
so it's not that. Roker Park was our first stadium.
Blue House Fields, I would say. Rings a bell.
That's the school. It's the Teachers Association. Are you got the answers there, Cabbie?
I will be giving you them. Don't worry.
Okay.
Who was Sunderland's first manager in their history? That's a tough
Cabbie, man.
James Allen. James Allen,
Oh.
Scottish schoolmaster.
It's either Tom
James
Watson, Alex McKee, Bob Campbell, or Bob Kyle.
Ooh.
Bob Carl.
What do you mention there?
Come on, Davey.
I think Tom, you're from.
You remember this well, do you, Davey?
Fucking joking, aren't you?
He was 5 at the time.
Well, shouldn't Cabbie know as well? Cabbie should know as well.
Next one. What was the nickname bestowed upon Sunderland after moving to the Stadium of Light? The Light Brigade, the Mackems, the Black Cats, or the Miners?
And the Black Cats.
Black Cats, isn't it?
That's new.
Cats.
Next one. Where did Sunderland sign Brian Dean from in 2005? Leicester, Middlesbrough, West Ham, or Leeds?
Leeds.
You're going for Leeds?
Aye.
Where did we sign who from?
Brian
Brian
Dean.
Dean.
Oh,
Good player he was. Big
West
fella.
Ham. I'll say West Ham. Because
I'm going to say Leicester.
I might go for Leeds.
He's the one. In which season did Sunderland first win the Football League title?
18. I don't know.
1894-95, 1891-92, 1901-02, 1912-13.
I'll go for A, the first one.
SG's
I
just
said
said
all of the above.
all of the above.
All
SG's
of
just
them.
says, I thought Davey just left school
Above.
when we were formed. There's no need for that, is there? Crikey, man. Which of these players played the most league games for the club? Jimmy Montgomery, Eric Yates, Brian Pop Robson, or Len Shackleton? Good question.
Montgomery.
You gone for
Montgomery.
Montgomery?
There you
Yeah,
go.
Montgomery.
100%.
Montgomery.
100%.
When Sunderland won
I was
the
going to say
nine,
Shackle, but
the 1998-99 League Division 1 title, how many points did they gain? 100, 90, 95 or 105?
105.
105.
I think so. Or 100. It's definitely 100.
I think it's a 97. If that was an option, was that an option? It was in the 90s.
I'm going to say
It's right.
100,
Right.
90, 95 or 105?
105 then.
All right.
We'd never have a clean number like 100. Never. Nobody does.
In the 1996-97 season, Sunderland played in the Premiership for the first time. Which of these scored their first goal in the Premier League? Was it Michael Gray, Richard Ord, Niall Quinn or Steve Agnew?
Steve. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
That's what I think he's
I'm
said.
going to say Quinny.
You know, for
I think it's
Quinny?
Quinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Niall Quinn.
Quinny. Yeah, Quinny.
In 1908, who did Sunderland beat to set the record for the biggest league win in 1908? Carlisle United, Rochdale, Hartlepool or Newcastle?
Newcastle.
You're confident, Davey?
Yeah.
Very confident.
Yeah, it was
Goes
9.
up the
It
road.
was 9-1, wasn't it? Remember it yesterday? It was 9-1.
Yeah.
You want the goal scorers?
You've got the highlights on gramophone, Dave, haven't you?
Dave, can you tell us what was it? What was it like, Dave?
That was a great day.
Wasn't.
No horse punches back then, were there?
Oh,
No, I was there when we beat them 4-1. Gary Rowell hat-trick. I was there then.
Anyway, here's the answers anyway. In which year were the club formed? 1879. Where did Sunderland first call their home ground? And the answer, what did you guys say?
Blue one.
Yeah.
Blue House Field is the answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was Sunderland's first manager in history?
One of the Bobs, isn't it?
It's Mr. Tom Watson. You know, you've seen him. You know he is. Of course he is. Good fellow, wasn't he? He was all right, Tom.
Good golfer.
The next one, what was the next nickname bestowed upon Sunderland after moving to the stadium? Like, of course, the Black Cats. That was easy peasy.
Yeah.
Where did Sunderland sign Brian Dean from in 2005? What did you guys say again?
I said Leeds.
You all said different answers.
It was
I said
Leeds.
Leicester.
I said West Ham.
Leeds United.
Is it?
These are no googlies, by the way. Not allowed. In which season did Sunderland first win the Football League? That was 1891-92. Which of these played?
Didn't we win all of those ones, by the way?
I think so.
All of those leagues that you mentioned, we won them in all of them.
Possibly.
I remember them like the yesterday, mate. Come on.
Which of these played the most league games for the club? And of course, Jim Montgomery. When Sunderland won the 1998-99 League One title, how many points did they have? It was 105.
Yes.
In 1996-97 season, Sunderland played in the Premiership for the first time. Which player scored the first Premier League goal? It was Michael Gray.
Oh.
Michael Gray is an option.
I know.
Michael Gray is an option. I don't think. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I remember Steve Agnew and Michael and.
I thought you said Michael Bridges.
No.
Kevin Ball.
Who did Sunderland beat to set their record for the biggest league win in 1908? And the answer, of course, Newcastle. Sunderland beat their rivals 9-1 in a division fixture in December 1908. Ironically, Newcastle won the title that season, with Sunderland finishing third.
Well done.
Right, next 70 questions. You ready?
Can we ask one, and whoever gets the correct answer gets to ask the next big question. Who's your next Sunderland manager?
Liam Rosenior.
No one.
Liam Rosenior.
Mike Dodd. Michael Proctor.
Oh, fucking hell. We're scrape and barrel with that one, aren't
We'll still have a manager when he gets sacked.
Ginge.
Yeah, he'll come back.
Ken Walton says, can Davey remember the lads beating West Ham 6-0 in the early 70s?
Yes. It was on shoot.
Was on shoot.
Aye. Bob Lee scored. I think he scored a hat-trick. Bob Lee.
Was that on Betamax afterwards or on VHS?
They won 6-0 one week, and I think it was 6-1 the next week. All in 1 week, both of them.
There you go, Pet.
Can we have a team like that again, please?
Oh, well, I suppose we'll call it quits there. We've gone over the hour. I'm a bit croaky like.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good having more people on. Excellent.
It's been a canny night. Yeah. I do think, well, before the end of the week, I do think we'll see our man appointed, and I think it'll be before the Euros. I'm quietly confident. Like,
we'll see if you can get him on next Monday.
See if I can get Barnsley back
Nick
on.
Barnes send us his link.
He's down Cleethorpes on a holiday apparently.
He's been on holiday about a fortnight.
Aye.
Yeah, do you reckon when Barnsley gets back?
It was a good canny night that, wasn't it? He's all right, Barnsley. Like, he's all right.
He's great. He's absolutely great.
His knowledge of the club spot on, like, isn't it?
Aye.
He's not the one interviewing the manager, is he?
He's the one who interviews them.
When Barnsley gets back, then he'll dish us out a little cheeky text before he hands into it. God, you've got his number now. Just send us a text when you get the manager, and I'll not leak it honest.
Well, I'll end it there. Cheers, everybody in the chat. There's been sorry if I didn't get to anybody's comments and stuff. There's been quite a lot, and everybody tuning in. Cheers for having you guys, and well, let's hope we'll have some positive news to report these next few days.
See you later, lads.
See you later. Take care.